JoJo.
Yeah.
And here she is, guys.
All right,
JoJo
she's on time.
JoJo's not. She's
Punctual.
punctual. AZ.
So you should change your Instagram name from I am JoJo to Punctual JoJo. Because you're on time, girl.
I just think it's so. I just think when people mess with my time, I'm so offended. So I don't like to do it to other people.
Thank you
Shout
very
out to
much.
you.
Shout out to you for that. So before we even start this, because you've got a lot of new fans, okay, that were asking questions before you jumped on. You've probably told the story a million times. I know your story. But for anyone who doesn't know your story, why did you go from this huge artist with the first #1 hit at 13 to just you kind of vanished? What happened?
Actually, there's this documentary that just came out for anybody who wants to kind of really learn about it. It's like Up Rocks did it. It just came out. It's on YouTube. But I had to sue my record label. They were no longer a functioning label, and I didn't own my voice at all, so I couldn't release any music at all. So I sued them a couple times, and they didn't make any of their artists' music available on streaming services, including Aaliyah. So that's why you can't find Aaliyah's music on Spotify, iTunes, anything like that. So I eventually, out of necessity, because I didn't want my history to be erased, I re-recorded my first albums, recreated new masters, and that kind of has been the way that I walked into this new chapter of my life with like owning Clover Music and partnering with Warner Records and just not looking back. So as much as possible.
It's such a powerful testament to the woman you are, because you were very young when this happened. You rebuilt yourself. What advice do you have to any person who's thinking about a music career before signing?
I want to know, what kind of record label, what kind of contract did you sign in order to have something like that happen?
Well, I signed a 7-album deal when I was 12, and it was ratified in the state of New York. And yeah, it's very easy to get yourself into a situation like that, especially when you're signed to a small label, kind of like the situation that Meg Thee Stallion was talking about recently, like where there's a production deal and then there's a major, and they need to make sure that they have their major distribution for the contract to be valid, and then they'll jump from major to major, blah, 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 and kind of keep you in limbo and keep you in a holding pattern where you legally can't do anything because it's fucked. So
that's what I was gonna say. You basically signed a crappy deal, but here you are. You rebuilt yourself. You've rebranded yourself.
You're all grown up.
You're all grown up, and you've got this incredible new single out. Now, I know before we talk about that, Anthony, you said you had a question for JoJo.
Yeah, hi JoJo. Anthony.
Hi,
We're so
We're married, so we can sit next to each other.
I got a question in relation to your Instagram story. Your open face barbecue jackfruit sandwich. Did you make that? Did you make that?
Yeah, I made it.
Wow. Whoa.
I feel like,
one thing. My future wife needs to have your cooking skills because that looks amazing.
Thank you. I've been experimenting with tons of plant-based recipes while I've been in lockdown, and my mom has been reaping the benefit of it because we're quarantined together.
So you only eat plant-based?
No, I'd be fucking up all the time. But I'm not perfect. But for the most part, I eat mad plants. Like, and last night, instead of doing like pulled pork, it's jackfruit. So I haven't had like pork in a long time, but you know, I'll mess around and have the drunken chicken wing from now and then. I'm not perfect.
Fall off the wagon and get right back on.
That's right.
It's not a thing. You fall off and get right back on. You put out a playlist today. Today, for anyone who doesn't know, is the day that Prince passed away. I think the world was shocked when it happened. We knew that he had some problems, but the fact that he died in the way he did by himself is just tragic. He was such an incredible artist. What did Prince mean to you? You put a playlist out, and what's your favorite Prince song of all time?
Well, that's so hard. I was just dancing around the house listening to him, and I was just like, who can we really even compare him to? Like,
no one.
Nobody.
His artistry across the board, from his songwriting to his vocal range to his multi-instrumental capabilities to his dancing. He got into splits, and then and then his style and his signature. I mean, my favorite Prince song, I don't know, I really love, I can't say a favorite, but I love Diamonds and Pearls. Yeah, I don't know. there are just so many great ones. So, and yeah, it was totally shocking. And we just, I think the generation that's coming up right now, I don't know how much they're familiar with him. So I just wanted to share it to whoever, even if it reaches just a couple people, just listen to that. Listen to some Prince.
So
We just had to study.
So my uncle was the engineer for Prince at Paisley Park. If you
Wow.
ever need it, yes, if you ever need any mastering or anything like that, I got you the hookup.
Oh my
There you
God,
go.
that's so crazy.
That's crazy, right? It really is. It's like,
That
you
is
know, you
amazing.
work with Prince. He's incredible.
Oh.
Your recent single, let's talk about the single man real fast.
Yes.
What's the inspiration and everything behind that? The video is amazing.
Yeah, it is.
That's what I said, you're all grown up now.
All grown up, JoJo.
Can't help it. It won't stop. Yeah, so man is kind of a deceiving title because it's not about wanting a man or needing a man really at all, even though it's saying, damn, I'm going to need a fucking man. What it is it's saying, I'm so comfortable on my own right now, and I'm in my zone, I'm in my bag, and I'm not going to compromise until I really find that equal. There's going to be no settling. I've done so much of that in my past and just like been in and out of relationships and never really allowed myself to be alone. And even before this lockdown, I was just like, just kind of sifting through that uncomfortable solitude, but finding the growth, finding the goodness in it.
Why do you think we feel like, especially as women, we feel so much pressure to be with somebody that you're not complete till you find somebody else? Where does that come from?
Oh, that's a great question. I don't know. My therapist probably has the better answer. I don't know. I'd refer you to her.
I mean, I guess,
though, right?
Sometimes I thought about, when you said that, I thought about my past, and I think every woman has that history, all of us, of going through those crappy relationships. And then you get out and you look back and you're like, why was I doing that? But I think we should take something from it. We're growing, right? I mean, that's why you got the song.
We have to take something from it. And like, look, I was so imperfect in my past relationships. Like, it wasn't just me like, oh, I'm getting my heart broken over and over again. Like, I'm trash sometimes, okay? So
Yes,
there's a lot of stuff on the album about that. I had to write through it, but I had to be like, until I love myself, until I accept myself and forgive myself for some things I've done in my personal life, you know, I just need to take a rain check on relationships.
You can't give somebody your best when you don't feel your best about yourself. So you're almost there, girl.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think you're pretty damn perfect the way you are. I think you're an incredible role model because of what you've been through and the fight that you've had. It's inspirational to other women and just anyone in general, not just musically. You fall down, you get up, and you keep fighting so that, you know, so you can get back up and fight another day. I mean, look at where you are now. I can't believe that you signed that deal at 12. It's unbelievable.
I know, it really is insane. Yeah, to think back on that is just, it's a lifetime ago. And like you said, though, it's not about falling. It's about continuing on. Like, and that's the case for everybody. It's not about one industry or, you know, your story doesn't end until you give up.
That's right. And you just don't give up. You got to keep fighting every single day.
On that note, the album out May 1st. May 1st.
Y'all. Good to
I
know.
want to hear this.
Good
Yeah,
to
I
know.
want you to hear it too. Get the shit. Download it.
Good to know the album. What's the inspiration behind the album name?
What's the vibe?
So kind of like I was mentioning, it's processing these, you know, relationships that I've been in, and also just like patterns that I've had, coping mechanisms, like wanting to escape. So we're all in this situation that we can really do nothing about other than accept, but we used to have other things we could do. We could go out, we could, you know, drink too much, we could go make out with random boys, do all these things. We don't have that available to us anymore, you know what I mean? So I'm kind of like going through this process of accepting and finding myself. And I think it's going to be like, it's not one straight shot, but that's what this album is. It's just processing and hopefully growing at the end of it.
May 1st, everybody stream the album. Last question, JoJo. You have such a soulful voice. I'm sure you've been told this your entire life. Who inspired you when you were young? What were you listening to? Was it old music, new music? Your voice that you did the COVID song, you know, I thought that was so fun. You redid the song, but the voice is just so, it's like you're this young person with an old soul voice. Like, where does that come from, the inspiration?
Oh,
Come on, girl.
I was listening to all different types of things. Franklin, Whitney Houston, Mariah Carey. I had the honor and pleasure of actually spending some time with Mariah like a couple months ago backstage at her show in Vegas, and she was so incredibly welcoming, and we sang together. She put it on her YouTube channel. It was like the most mind-blowing experience of my, it was so, I just appreciate her so much, and she's the GOAT, you know, a living legend. So yeah.
It really is. Those are some pretty damn good influences. Well, I'm sure that you're influencing a lot of people right now. So thank you for taking this time. I know you don't have to. Congratulations on everything. Keep fighting that fight and talking for us women. We love you. We appreciate you.
Thank you so much. You guys, May 1st, good to know. Go get it. It's like delicious. Eat it up. Okay, thank you.
All right. Bye, JoJo.
Bye, guys. Thank you.
Oh, she's so dope.
yeah, that was
Dude, that was dope, right? JoJo's so dope.
I love her. May 1st. All right. Thank you, JoJo. We'll keep doing these lives. I want to tell everybody out there to be safe, be healthy, wake up with the Dana Cortez Show Monday through Friday.